Yeah, welcome back to the sessions. In today's session, I wanted to show you how to deploy. One second. Yeah. Okay. So in today's session, I would like to show you how to deploy our Spring Boot application into AWS using EC2 instance and as well as S3 bucket. Okay. So clearly, I wanted to show you step by step. First of all, what do you mean by EC2 is something it is a how can I say virtual machine. It is a virtual machine which is available in the cloud itself, which is available in the cloud. So as part of our application, I mean this video requirement, our ultimate goal is to deploy this EC2 application, I mean sorry, our Spring Boot application in the EC2 of the AWS. So for this, what we have to do is first you have to you need a AWS account. So for the free tier, okay, because it is if you are trying to consume more services, if you are trying to consume more services, okay, you may chargeable. So that is why we have to while you are creating the AWS account also, make sure it should be free tier itself. So in that way, please try to create the account. It is not a big challenge for us to create the account. Just follow a few steps and then you can create the AWS account. So once it is done, I will show you whether, okay, these are all my instances. Let me sorry, let me sign out and then I will show you. uh, Let me close all these things. AWS account, okay. So here if you open this AWS account, sign into the console is there na, in the right hand side, you just click on the sign into the console. So here it is a root user, I am user. As of now I am not creating my own user, I am user. So we'll continue with the root user itself. Here you have to give your user, I mean email address, and followed by the password. Let me give my password. Yes, once it we logged in, so we are going to get like this. So from here I wanted to show you how to create the EC2 instance. Once we logged into our AWS console account, AWS account, we have to create the EC2 instance. Okay, EC2 instance. How can we create the EC2 instance? It's very simple. Only thing is, only a few steps if you follow, you are able to create the EC2 instance. So if you are not getting the EC2 like this, like how exactly it is getting displayed in my machine, what you need to do is you just click on the services under compute. Here in the right hand side, so many services are there. See here, EC2, under EC2 virtual servers in the cloud. So that is what I have mentioned in the earlier. So when I clicked on this EC2, now we are in the process of creating the EC2. You see instances running, already one instance is running. Just now I have created. Okay, what I'll do is just select this and then stop the instance also. Okay, if you want, you can stop this instance. So for the first time, now I wanted to show you how to create the instance. Okay, this is my existing instances. You forget about that, you don't worry. If it is I mean, if you are trying to create the instance firstly, what you have to do is you just click on the launch instances in the right top. Okay, you see this orange button, launch instances. You need to click on this launch instances, and from here you please try to give the name EC2 instance. Okay, like this I am giving. Okay, EC2 instance I am giving, name I am giving like this. And here after you gave the name, and you need to select the AMI, meaning that Amazon machine image. So it contains some default operating system, application server, and some other applications like Java, MySQL, something like this. So all these AMIs are not freely available. Very few are available free with respect to operating system. Now even I am using Windows operating system, I am just choosing this Amazon Linux. So and in the Amazon Linux, we have first two are what free tier eligible. So I'm selecting the second one. Okay, once I'm selecting the second one, okay, sorry, come to the AWS Amazon Linux. Okay, and inside this just select the second Amazon machine image. So once you select this, it by with this this particular image itself contains operating system, some applications, some servers, all these are available. Okay, so once you selected this AMI, instance type by default it is t2.micro. It is also free tier eligible. While you are consuming the services, whether it might be instance type or Amazon machine image, AMIs, you whether cross check once thoroughly whether it is eligible for the free tier or not. Why I am telling this? If you are choosing some other, it may chargeable itself. That is why I am just asking. And this key pair file we are using, how securely we can connect with the EC2 instance. So that is why because of it contains username and some credentials like securely how securely you can able to connect with your EC2 instance. That is why actually we require key pair and it contains a host name, username, and all these things are available in the key pair file itself. So if you don't want, already I have some key pair file is there, but I wanted to show you how we can create the key pair file. So what you need to do is click on the create new key pair, and here I am just giving the any name you can give. For example, API I am giving. It is a key pair type is RSA, and the private key file format .pem. Okay, so instead of .pem, and you just see here for use with the OpenSSH .ppk for use with the putty. So that I'll tell you, but right now as of now whatever the key pair file API which you are creating, that extension is .pem itself. Okay, so when you click on this create key pair, and this is going to be downloaded, and I'll again take back this particular API.pem key pair file which you created. Okay, so once it is done, so that API which you have created, that is going to be added to this particular key pair whatever you have created as part of this EC2 instance creation. After that, in the network settings, you need to click on this edit. Once you click on this editor, so here when you scroll down, inbound security group rules is there. So in that the existing security group rule 1 is there. Along with that, you are trying to add one more security group rule, and here you are mentioning custom TCP port range. I want to mention 8080, and here source type is anywhere. Why? Because if you are mentioning my IP, only from this machine only you are able to access your Spring Boot application, okay, using this EC2 instance. But if you mention source type as anywhere, from anywhere, just by using that particular URL you can able to access. That is the reason I am adding the second security group rule, where I mentioned the port range is 8080, because I wanted to deploy my Spring Boot application using this 8080 port number, and here I mentioned the source type is anywhere, so that with this particular EC2 instance URL, anybody from anywhere can able to access your the deployable Spring Boot application. Okay, so once it is done, and remaining all these are fine, you don't you no need to change those settings. So what we have done, first we gave the name for our EC2 instance, and here we have selected for the Linux operating system second image I am selecting, and instance type t2.micro, key pair file I have created and then showed you. Network settings, only add the click on the edit, and then I added the second security group rule, where I mentioned the type as custom TCP, port range is 8080, and source type is anywhere. That's it. These are all the things you have to follow to create the EC2 instance. So okay, so when I click on this launch instance, okay, so launch instance, it is just launching the instance. Yes, it is getting success. So once you click on this EC2, so now when I clicked on these instances, so already in my previous okay, just wait please. So this is my previous one, but now whatever you have created, yeah, so this is already the existing one which I stopped. Okay, the one whenever I started the session I showed you how to stop it. You need to select this and then go to the instance state and then stop the instance. So that is the reason it was showing the instance state as what stopped, and the one which you have created is EC2 instance and it is in running. when I clicked on this instance ID, when you clicked on this connector, and here you can find out the information. This is the host information, and this is the user, okay, and this is the key pair file name. Where is the key pair file name? api.pem. So this entire EC2 instance contains host name, username, and as well as what instant this key pair file, which is very much recommended to connect with this EC2 instance very securely. I hope you understand how to create the EC2 instance. Now once it is done, nothing happened. We have just prepared one virtual machine. In that particular virtual machine, I supposed to deploy my Spring Boot application. So that is the reason I wanted to show you how to create the Spring Boot application. Just a simple Spring Boot application I wanted to show you how to create it. Do one thing, let me try to delete this, and then I'll show you for your easy reference purpose. So it won't take much time to create the Spring Boot application. File, and then new Spring Starter projects, and here Maven is my build type, and JDK version 8 I am using, and artifact AWS underscore demo, you can use anything. Click on the, and packaging is the jar file, click on the next, and Spring Web I am adding, and here I am selecting Spring Boot version 3. Anything you can use, but I am just choosing 2.7.12. okay. While you are following also, you also do the same version, and then maybe sometimes if you are changing the version also, it may give you some kind of errors, unknown errors. So that is the reason, just try to follow the same thing itself. Okay, once you click on the next and then click on the finish, now the project is going to be created, and inside that project I am going to create one small controller class with the get mapping, and then I'll show you so whether it is running or not. So import getting started, and it is building started. Yes, it is done. So in the AWS demo JDK 1.8 under SRC main Java, you can create some other package for the controller, but for the time being I am just creating the controller class also in the same what we call same package itself. Okay, sorry, same package AWS underscore demo underscore SRC. Okay, fine, sir. Here what I wanted to give, here my controller, M capital, my controller. As you already aware, always the controller class must be annotated with the REST controller itself, right? REST controller, right? Once it is done, okay, as this controller class contains different request mapping or else handler methods, where each and every handler method must be annotated with corresponding annotations itself. As of now, I am defining this particular handler method by using get mapping and by giving some kind of request URL itself. And I need to define one method, get info anything, and here system dot or else sorry return welcome to Spring deployment, okay, into AWS using EC2 and S3 bucket. That's fine, any information you can write. So this is what I am doing, and once this project is ready, okay, what you have to do is just try to build this project. While before you are building this project, just give the final name, okay, because with this final name only the jar file is going to be created, and Spring Boot underscore AWS underscore demo. Let me save this, and here you can find out the version also 1.8, and this 2.7.12 is the Spring Boot version. Now once you all done this, okay, right click on this project, click on the run as Maven build with 3 dots, give the goal as what, clean space install, skip the test checkbox, click on the apply, and then click on the run. That's it. In this way we are able to create the, right now under target there is no jar file. So once the build got success, the jar file with the final name which you gave, with that name the jar file is going to be created. So let me open this console. Yeah, it is build got success, and here you can observe, here also you can observe, somewhere it was there, I think, yeah, you see Spring Boot AWS demo.jar is going to be created, and that you can find out under target folder itself. But still I am not saying, what you have to do is right click on this, just refresh this, okay. Once you refresh under target, and this Spring Boot underscore AWS underscore demo.jar file is going to be created. So this jar file, whatever the, because this jar file is representing our entire Spring Boot application. this jar file I am going to upload into AWS S3 storage area. Okay, so but before that we need to like what I need to like what show you. I wanted to show you how to create the S3 bucket in the AWS to store this particular jar file itself, or to upload this jar file into that S3 bucket of AWS. So for that, what I have to do is, again coming back to like what here the services, and click on the S3 scalable storage purpose. We are going to like what use as I have already some buckets are there, we don't worry about that. Let me try to like what create the, we can use the existing buckets, but no problem. I wanted to like what show you I wanted to like what show you a bucket newly itself. For that, you need to like what click on this create bucket button, and here you can give for example any name you can give. Okay, for example charv2 I am giving, this is the bucket name I am giving. Here nothing is possible, I mean block all public access, okay, I am just uncheck this. I am just I acknowledge that the current settings might result in this bucket. I uncheck this and I am selecting ACLs disabled, and charv2 is my bucket name, any name you can give. Okay, so okay, everything is, just leave like that and then click on the create bucket. Okay, why we are creating the S3 bucket? To store that jar file into this S3 bucket. We are going to create this S3, I mean this bucket creation. So as I am right now I am using charv2 bucket, just click on this charv2 bucket with this name. So now here we have to like what upload the jar file. When you click on this upload, you are getting like this, and you just open this Eclipse, and here under target jar file is there na, just drag and drop, that's it. Once you drag and drop, okay, so that it will be added, and you just click on the upload, that's it. Okay, once you drag and drop, then automatically it is it started to like what upload. So once it gets success, upload succeeded, you will get this message. So okay, once you close this, under this charv2 bucket, spring boot underscore aws underscore demo.jar file is available. Okay, once it is available, now we have to connect with the we have to connect with this EC2 instance, whatever we have created. Okay, what I'll do is just keep like this, and the services, open in the link. Just click on this services, this EC2 instance, open link in the new tab. Okay, so this is S3 bucket which I have created, where I uploaded this jar file, and this is the EC2. Here whatever the instance which you created, EC2 instance, and this is running. And now what we have to do is, when I clicked on this connect, and here you can find out the host information and all these things. So now I wanted to connect with this EC2 instance, so from your machine. So for this I am going to like what use a putty. Okay, putty is one of the server which you can download and then install. Be ready with that, and from this particular link you can download this putty, and then you can install very easily. Okay, it won't, I mean based on your operating system, try to like what download this and then install. So as I already installed this putty server, what we have to do is just to open the putty. Okay, but before putty, whenever you install the putty server, you will get the putty gen tool also. So why we need this putty gen tool, I will tell you. So here just click on this putty gen tool. Okay, click on the load, and here we have to like what give this one second, all files, yeah, this API key pair file, whatever we have created, the .pem file, you try to like what load this api.pem file. Okay, once it is done, just click on this save private key. Okay, just save private key. Once you click on this, here the extension, if you are observing .ppk, okay, .ppk itself. Okay, so now you just give any name here, just give any name, API I am giving, but API demo I am just giving, but .ppk, the extension is what .ppk, and it is getting saved, and it is getting saved itself. So once you observe whether it is really getting saved or not, that means what we are doing, it's very simple. What we are doing, while we are creating the EC2 instance, that key pair value file extension is .pm, and now by using this putty gen tool, putty key generator tool, we are converting this .pem file to and .ppk file itself, which can be supported with the putty server. So now what we have to do, once we are converting this .pem to like what a .ppk file, open the putty now to connect with the EC2 instance. So just try to like what click on the putty server, and here we have to like what provide the EC2 instance host name. So as I mentioned, so this is the host name. Okay, this is the host name. Let me copy this, come back to here, and host name I am providing, and this is the username. EC2 hyphen user is the username itself before @ So come back to here and go to the data and give the auto login username is EC2 hyphen user, under SSH, under auth credentials, and here click on this browse, and API demo, the .ppk file you have to like what browse it under this. So once you click on this open, click on the open, and click on the accept. So using username EC2 user, and it is getting connected to EC2 instance right now. So if you really want to cross check who am I, EC2 user, that means we were able to connect with this EC2 instance. Now to log into like what root user, we have to like what use this command in the Linux, sudo -i. So then we connected with what root itself, then only we are able to like what perform some other commands itself. Okay, so now what we have to do is, after we connected this, nothing is there inside. Okay, now what we have to do is, from the, because where is the jar file of my Spring Boot application is available in this particular S3 bucket. When you clicked on this particular jar file, and you will get this object URL. So you need to bring this jar file, Spring Boot AWS demo.jar file, from the S3 bucket to EC2 instance. So that is why you just copy this and come back to here, pass this command wget and this pass. When you try to enter, we are getting 403 forbidden, right? If you follow the same steps, you may get the exact error like this. But don't worry. So but you know why we are getting this 403 forbidden error? Because of some other security issues or some other policies. I mean accessibility related things are permissions are not privileged. So what we have to do is, it's very simple to change this. Go to the charv2 bucket, and under this permissions are there. Okay, click on this bucket policy is there na, click on this edit, and here what we have to do is, I already keep somewhere, yeah, this one. Okay, you also try to like what give the same way, but where exactly we have to change this policy, I will show you. For that what we have to do is, just okay, just come to here in the bucket policy, control V, and this is the JSON object, and in the resource ARN:AWS, here S3 was my previous bucket name, sorry, BKKKT is the previous bucket name, but here my bucket name is charv2 itself. Okay, charv2 itself. So this is the bucket policy I am giving, and once you click on the save changes, okay, it gets changes. Okay, it gets changed. Okay, now successfully edited bucket policy. Now what I am doing, go to this objects, go to this demo.jar file, copy this object URL, again come back to here wget, and just that's it. When I try to like what run this, yeah, you see saved Spring Boot AWS underscore demo.jar. If it is really get saved in the EC2 instance or not, pass the ls. So that means jar file is available. So once jar file is available, am I able to like what run this application in this EC2 instance or not? What we have to do this for this Java. First of all, Java is required to run the jar file. So just please cross check whether Java is available or not in this EC2 instance. So just Java -version. It was not there. If it was not there, okay, we have to like what install. So how we can install this? If actually I thought in that particular Amazon machine image, whatever I have selected, I thought it was there, but unfortunately it was not there. So then you can try to like what pass, by passing some command you are able to like what download. That is not a big problem for us. So how we can download and then install into this EC2 instance of this, that I will show you. It's very simple. I mean to say, just we have to like what pass one command itself. What is that command? Is something like m install, come on, m install, okay, java hyphen 1.8.0 hyphen, based on which operating, I mean which version of JDK, you just try to like what change that accordingly. You can try to like what download and then install into your EC2 instance. After this, just click on the install. We are getting the error. What is this error, man? Okay, two dots is coming. That's it. Yeah, it is getting downloaded. Click on the S. So now Java got successfully installed into this EC2 instance, and once it is done, okay, so Java's hyphen version already we stored this jar file by bringing this jar file from the S3 bucket, I mean yeah, from the S3 bucket of AWS. Now we can run Java hyphen jar, okay, spring boot underscore AWS underscore demo dot jar. So once we run this, yes, it is just trying to like what start our Spring Boot application. Initialization completed, started in the port number 8080. As we already gave while we are creating the EC2 instance, we gave our second security, I mean we add the security group rule where I have mentioned custom TCP port range is 8080. So that is why we can see this. So now to run whether it is really working or not, what we have to do is we have our EC2 instance is there, right? So just click on this click on these instances and just select this EC2 instance which it is running. Whenever you selected this, one second, okay, so just here one address is there, public IPv4 DNS. You just try to like what private host name, and then this you just try to like what copy this. Okay, once you copy this with this IP address, with this URL, you are able to like what execute that application. So just control V, it is running on 8080 port number colon 8080 slash, and what is the requested URL pattern which I gave in the controller? I think API, right? Okay, come back to here. I am just giving like a API itself. So see here, in this way we are able to like what, by passing this this URL of EC2 instance followed by your 8080 port number followed by your requested URL pattern, so that you are able to like what with this EC2 instance URL also we are able to like what access the information like this. So this is how exactly we are able to like what deploy the Spring Boot application by using AWS account, by using AWS EC2 instance, and as well as okay, and as well as S3 bucket itself. Only the challenge is it is giving you the issue with respect to in the process of bringing this jar file, I mean this bucket jar file, whatever the jar file you have stored in the bucket, to bring this into the EC2 instance. At that time you may get some kind of errors with respect to policies, bucket policies. So that time you can easily edit that policies by just going to like what this bucket and then click on the permissions, go to here and click on this edit bucket policy, just give this, and here only we have to change it. Instead of whatever the bucket you have, whatever the bucket name you have, just change here, and then remaining all are same. So then follow the same steps, and accordingly you are able to like what upload, and we can consume the application just by deploying the application into your EC2 instance itself. I hope you all understood. Okay, I did lot of research and development before I am before I am sharing this video. So you please try to like what follow the same steps. Definitely you won't get any issue, because in the AWS previously the console view was a little bit changed. Actually, in the recent versions of AWS, the UI part is going to be changed compared to like what old AWS console UI itself. But still, I am just following the steps with the recent AWS console view only. So that is why follow the step-by-step process, and you won't get any issue. Still, if you are getting any issue, please try to post your questions in the comment section itself. Okay. So thank you. And one more thing is So this is how exactly we can create the EC2 instance, and then we can deploy the application by bringing the jar file from the S3 bucket. The same thing we can do by using AWS Beanstalk. So in the services, if you are finding here Elastic Beanstalk, what happened if you are taking the help of Elastic Beanstalk? There we no need to like what create the EC2 instance like manually, like how exactly we did. So whenever you are choosing this Elastic Beanstalk, that itself will be creating automatically the EC2 instance. That particular stuff I will show you in my next video itself. Okay, so be ready up to here. When you practiced up to here, then you can easily understand. It won't take even much time also to work with to deploy the application by using this Elastic Beanstalk service. Okay, so thank you. Hope you understand. We'll meet you in the next video. Thank you.